Right, we're stalling actually. We're still on 8%. We're hoping things heat up soon. But thank you for all the donations, Annie, Faye, Stephen, Sean, Brittany. Thank you everyone for those donations. And just want to say other things you can get. These pillows, if you haven't seen them already, these are cool, aren't they?
They are the best pillows.
They're really comfy. Throwboy pillows. You can get them at Stickaid2011.com. Also, we've got t-shirts. I was wondering if Dan Mumford has got an update with his t-shirt design. I'm still waiting to hear back about that. Dan Mumford for the 24 Hours is doing a really cool Stickaid t-shirt design in his own style. Cool. Amazing. We've got if we can get Ed, who's doing the comic as well, finding out how he's done with that. Anyone who's doing any of these 24-hour projects, it'd be good to get an update with these people. What, for the comic? Yeah, it's just been announced. So he's had 5 hours to do a 24-page comic, and he's just come up with a title. Yeah. He might want to hurry up a bit faster. What is the name? Has he got the name?
Oh, sorry. I'll shout at you in a minute.
Are we going to swap clothes now?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Let's see how much we've got at the moment. We're on 3,827. What is the timer at the moment? 20. Well, there's not much time for Nyan Cat, so that's going to have to be a miss. Should we say in the next 10 minutes? In the next 10 minutes, I want to make this quite ambitious, actually. I think in the next 10 minutes, if we hit $5 grand, we should swap clothes.
You're really hoping that there are some. Or,
well, no, it happened last year. Or should we say by the end of the hour? By the end of the hour.
Clothes in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Down to underwear in front of the camera for $5 grand. I think that's good. Yeah.
We're not expecting $5 grand. We're getting up to $5 grand. Yeah. We're not saying $5 grand. So that's 1,100. We did crazy stuff last year with all that sort of stuff. So that's 20. So in the next 15 minutes, if we get 1,100 or just under that, actually, then we'll swap clothes here on stage now.
I've got the name of the Ed's cartoon. Super Toothless Invading Cyberdog Night and Intergalactic Dinosaurs 2011.
Well, that's why it took 5 hours.
Yeah, definitely. That's incredible. I'm just looking at what other suggestions we have. It'd be cool to have it on the feed, actually. Everyone wants us to swap clothes. You're going to have to donate now.
We have to swap back really quickly as well. That's fine.
Everyone wants the Nyan Cat. Well, the Nyan Cat's not going to happen until we hit 4,000. I think it doesn't matter about the timer. Hit 4,000, we do Nyan Cat. If we hit, let's do 4,500, we swap clothes.
Okay.
And if it's...
otherwise, you don't deserve it. So they need to
and that will be fair. Dan, get your kit off, what I might miss. Lots of other suggestions that. So keep tweeting them in, everybody. I'm just looking at the Twitter feed now. I'm trying to listen for any suggestions coming up from the gallery, but I can't hear anything at the moment. Nothing.
They got eaten by zombies.
So who here in the studio audience was at watched Stickaid last year? Yeah?
Woo!
Awesome. And you're back. This compares, like, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. You were in the last 2 hours, weren't you? No. Yes. Have you all done the VYou thing out the front as well? Yeah. This is something that definitely needs to be done. I think we should get, you're going to have to go all the way around, Daniel.
Can we auction off Spike? Because everyone seems pretty keen.
Can we auction you Spike?
Let's just auction Spike.
We've got the packaging done, the cling film.
Hello.
They want us to sing Mrs. Neramon and do an improv.
Well, that's not going to happen.
You say that, but could it? I don't know what the lyrics are or anything.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but can't we mime to it if it's played?
Maybe.
Right, here we go.
So the message.
Sorry, Daniel from VYou, everybody.
Woo!
You go back there.
Miles, can I quickly ask you something?
It depends what it is.
So one day, right, you have a horrific accident.
Right.
And you either need to have swords for legs or knives for fingers. What would you rather have?
Swords would be hard to balance on, so I think it's knives for fingers.
But then imagine the comic where there's a guy with swords for legs. Wouldn't that be really, he'd be like, wah!
Yeah, for like one act, and then you'd just think, yeah, this gimmick's not going to last.
Okay.
Sorry, if that's what you like to do, then fair enough. Right, Daniel.
It's so shiny.
The montage, Stickaid2011.com/VYou. Go check it out. Contribute your response. We continue to have people coming in and adding responses there. Now, Dan, please. Why should we help people? We don't even know. Just click it, and it'll go off.
And it'll start. Well, we should help people that we don't know, because when we're born human, we all have a responsibility to do some good in our lives. And just because we don't know the person doesn't mean that we can't use the advantages that we have of being born into first world countries and something like that to help people. And especially an event like this, where we're all together, you know, it's just a little helps a lot when we all do it together on a big scale. So everybody should help as much as they can. Stop.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Tweet it out. Tweet it. Everybody tweet it out. Facebook it. Share with all your friends.
Be sure to tweet that, because every response we get, they'll donate 25
And
cents.
we got everybody in the studio doing it, but make sure you're doing it at home as well. Everybody who's watching all over the world, make sure you're adding response. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Dan.
See you again in another hour. Thank you.
Dan from VYou, everybody!
I like it, you see, because everyone's always a bit crazy in that, and when they are in front of the camera and they have to answer a question as serious as, why should we help people we don't know, you just see the really serious side of everyone. In a good way.
It's like,
yeah, it's not as if you're going to joke, you're not going to like do a party popper,
Who would
or, you know, or something like that on it. But the thing I keep talking about is this whole issue of sacrifice and things that we don't need and the things that we like. I was just actually wondering if Sam would be able to ask people in the studio audience. I was talking about things that we have during the week that we perhaps don't need, but we just do anyway. So that the example I give again and again is, I get an extra 10 minutes sleep before I go to, so I get an extra 10 minutes sleep in the morning. I'll drive to the station to go into work instead of doing a half an hour walk, but it's like £5 parking every day. And like just walking half an hour a day for 5 days means I can donate 25 quid, which the UNICEF, Katie from UNICEF earlier said that would help a kid go from being malnourished to full health within a month.
well, there we go.
And then that's the thing. Is there anything that you're on a weekly basis that you may spend money on?
Well, whenever I go to the train station, I always get a taxi.
Do you really?
Well, yeah, and it's not that far, but it is unnecessary. So if there was something that could quite easily be sacrificed, then it would be that.
How much is a taxi journey?
Well, it depends on how late you go or something, but it can be anywhere from £5 to £10. So that would add up.
And how often
if you
do
took
you
the time
do
to
that?
walk. Maybe once a week. Especially when I was at uni, I used to do it like 2 times a week because I was really lazy. So there we go.
So do you think that for next week you'd not take that taxi and donate that money instead?
Well, yeah, I should be walking anyway, to be honest. So
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying in terms of the sort of the notion of doing it just
keeping
for
the
next
money
week
to do something good
and
with it.
donate.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here who's got any ideas of things that they do that don't need? You don't have to be embarrassed about it. I'm just interested to hear the human side.
Alcohol.
Alcohol's, even if you just have one less pint or one less shot at a party,
Would
you
you
know,
stop
£3
using your hair straighteners for a week?
That's quite an ask. but
Yeah.
I could probably do it for charity.
Yeah. What about you? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Would you stop stalking me for charity? Lauren Hill, she's lovely, really. What about you?
I don't know.
One thing.
Anything that you may buy on a
What
on a
things
weekly
you like
basis.
but you don't need?
I could bring food from home instead of buying in the cafeteria.
That's a good idea.
Exactly, good choice.
That is a good idea.
Choice. Not you lot.
Don't
about
be
you?
shy, people.
Not drink Monster.
And just eat sugar
You
instead.
can drink it today, though.
Yeah, it's necessary.
What about you?
Probably chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay. And you?
Taxi.
Taxis. So
Yeah,
we've
so
got
it's all
some
this sort of
travel,
thing.
we've got some food and alcohol
And
going on down here.
I did a talk a couple of weeks ago for Save the Children about Stickaid, actually.
Yeah.
And when I was there, they were telling me the story. They had connections with people out there in Africa who were currently working. And there was a woman who carried her 2 children for 9 days just to get them food. And you hear like the taxi stories, like you know, to
exactly,
a station,
yeah. Makes you realise the difference.
it flips on its head when you hear it like that. That there are people trying to, you know, save their lives for 9 days walking,
And
you
us
think,
getting taxis and
and they might get there after 9 days, and the thing is sometimes the resources that they need aren't even there.